everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the DCL Show, your source for Disney cruise news and reviews. Coming to you from the Bob Varley studio in Orlando, Florida, I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined at the table this week by my good friends, Erica Resnick.
Hi, everyone.
Our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Ahoy, hoy.
And joining us via Skype, Dreams Unlimited travel agent Elaine Edwards.
Hi, friends.
And just a reminder, speaking of Dreams Unlimited Travel, this show, along with all the shows we produce, are brought to you by Dreams Unlimited, of which I am one of the owners, just in full disclosure. And if you like our shows, if you like our content, please show your support by booking your next Disney cruise vacation with Dreams Unlimited. You're going to get the services of an incredible agent like Elaine, who will help you with all the questions and issues you have, and picking out the right cruise and helping you get ready for your amazing Disney cruise vacation. You'll get a shipboard credit up to $1,000 from Dreams Unlimited as our way of saying thank you. And you get this all for the same price you'll pay Disney. Doesn't cost you more to go through a travel agent. We get paid by Disney. So that's where our commission comes from. Same price as Disney, but you get all that extra service plus the shipboard credit. So please, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com for your next Disney cruise vacation. All right, so this week, we are going to talk about unpopular opinions. And I arrogantly thought coming into this that I didn't have any. And it turns out that I do. But we're not going to start with me. I think we should start with Erica.
Yeah. We kind of have to, because she dropped a bomb on us right before we got started here.
Yeah.
And it's a terrible take. So
Erica has did her first cruise recently, just last month.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, I had a great time. Everyone told me about one thing that I was going to love the most, and ended up not loving it as much as I thought I would, which is the aqueduct. I know it's really cool. It's on a cruise ship. You're looking at the water, but it's not the best water slide I've done. So there's all this hype around it. And I got off and I was like, I don't get the hype, but it was cute. It was really quick, like the storyline, but I don't have to do it again.
She's kind of backpedaling a little bit.
But like
She's backpedaling a little bit because
the
before the show, it didn't live up to the hype.
It didn't. I liked they have like little storyboard when you're going up the stairs, right? Of like Donald and the nephews and the whole thing. But while I was writing, I was like, okay, this is fine.
Before the show, she was comparing it to the aqua coaster that is at Volcano Bay.
Yeah.
And my rebuttal to that is this is not a water park. That is a water park. But this is an aqua coaster on the ship. You're in the middle of the ocean, and it swings out over the water. And at night there's lights, and you can see people in the pool, and you can wave to people, and they can video you. It's awesome.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I need to write it at night. I wrote it during the day, and I was like, okay, and
see, night is cool because you do have the lighting effects that make it more special. But even during the day, I love that. As you're going over the top deck and you're looking down on everything, it's a unique view of the ship that you literally can't get anywhere else as you're moving along and people are looking up at you and you're looking down at them. Yeah, it's not the most thrilling thing. I mean, besides the parts where they shoot you uphill, and if you're a single person and you don't have enough weight and you get stuck, like that's exciting too. But it's slow paced, but it's so unique.
I think that's what caught me by surprise, is that it wasn't fast. I was expecting something fast and thrilling, and that's not what happened. So I just...
this is about the journey, because if it was fast, then you wouldn't get all of the things like we were talking about. You wouldn't see the decks, and you wouldn't see the people, and you wouldn't see the ocean, and you wouldn't see all of that. I think that, that's why it is slow, so that you can see everything around you and enjoy everything that you're looking at.
See, I've never done it, so I can't speak to it. But I've never heard anybody say that it disappointed them.
It's because it can't. Like, I don't.
Well, apparently it can.
A
Apparently
harsh
it can.
critic there. No, I don't. I don't like the beach. I do not like taking off my shirt under any circumstances. I don't like any of that. I do it for two things: for Castaway Key, and I do it for the Aqueduct, and that's basically it. So every now and then I'll force myself to go to the water parks here in Orlando, but Disney Cruise Line, I just push all of my issues aside, and I say, you know what? Most of these people on the ship don't know who they are, and I'll never see them again after it, so I don't care.
Okay. All right, Elaine, what about you? What are some of your unpopular opinions?
So my big one is that I'm not worried about being the first person on the ship. Everybody that I talk to wants to be there as early as humanly possible. They want to be the first one in the door. I had a bunch of friends that were going on the podcast cruise, and so I actually stayed up with them because they were friends and clients, and so they were doing their online check-in, and they were working through that, and they were trying to go as fast as possible because they wanted to get the earliest time. Like that, they had anxiety about getting the earliest time possible to get on the ship, and we have people that are debating over the best method of transportation to get from a Disney resort to the ship so they can be the first one on the ship. And I am the exact opposite. I am not worried about getting on the ship. One, because I don't want to get there and deal with all of the crowds and waiting around in the port and waiting for my turn to be called and lines and that kind of thing. Like, I don't want to deal with the people. If you wait till later in the day, you can just breeze right through all of that, and there's no lines, and you just walk on board, and you're the only one walking through that beautiful Mickey-shaped entryway. I usually stop by our Diz Welcome Center in Port Canaveral, and I see Teresa, and I sit on her couch, and I talk to her for 2 hours. And she's like, don't you need to get to the ship? And I'm like, I'll get there when I get there.
That's her way of saying you're talking too much, get the hell out.
Pretty much. So I get there when I get there. And that's my opinion.
I would disagree with Elaine every single cruise up to this last one, because we, as I've talked about before, we are the last people to get on the ship, and like we wanted to rush up to Cabanas before it closed so we could get that buffet, get all the delicious things on it. And we got up there, and the food in Cabanas on day one, I don't know if it's because they weren't putting out fresh stuff because of how late we were. It was gross for the most part, and it's like it felt so disappointing. Like we were looking forward to this. If we would have rushed to get on the ship early, and then the first thing you have is like a subpar meal in the buffet, that's not also putting your vacation off to a good start. But normally I'm completely against Elaine. I like getting on the ship early. It's the moment you start hearing that Disney music in the hallways, and you see everyone as happy as they can possibly be right at the start, realizing that their cruise is about to begin. I don't know. There's something eclectic in the air. Electric in the air, not eclectic. Electric in the air. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I'm definitely one of those people that wants to be on the ship early. I want to start that trip as soon as I can. I want to end it as late as I can. Also, if you're looking to get an upgrade, you want to be at the port as soon as possible, because those upgrades go like that. And that's the other thing that I would say I kind of disagree with Elaine on that.
And I agree. And I think the big thing is that, yes, like I want to start my vacation. I want to get on a ship and all that. For me, though, it is not going to make or break my entire vacation if I'm not the first one on the ship and if I don't get the upgrade at the port. There are people out there that this makes or breaks their entire vacation.
Well, I would say that's a bit extreme.
11th port arrival time. Like, it is what it is. So I'm not worried about it. There's other things I'm worried about.
All right, Craig, what about you?
I'm gonna say mine is still an unpopular opinion based on the amount of people I see getting excited about it, but I hate Pirate Night with a passion.
Really?
I think
God,
it
Craig!
is.
I thought
It
we were
is.
friends.
What? You
I
thought
thought
we were friends?
Friends, Craig.
No, we're not. Then in this
I'm so
situation. Listen, you've only been on one cruise so far. Wait
that was
until
the night. That was the night that sold me. That's the night that I was like, you know what? I'm coming back.
Okay. The one good thing about Pirate Night is the fireworks. I will admit that even though they're not the most impressive thing in the world, it is still cool to this day that Disney is shooting off fireworks off the side of a ship. And that's where it ends for me. Like I am not dressing up for it.
He's broken.
He's
just broken.
I'm not dressing up for it. I don't like the shows. I prefer the ones on the smaller ships with Mickey and gang versus Jack Sparrow and more of the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. It's just I despise that show, and then I think it is the absolute worst garbage food of the entire cruise. The menu that takes over all of the restaurants, and like it upset me so much on this last one that Kylie wanted Paulo only on her birthday and not on Pirate Night, because if I ever can work it that it's on Pirate Night, I'm like, yes, I can skip that menu. And we had to do it, and it was awful. I think I had like the ossobuco this time, and I took 3 bites of it, and I was just like, no, I'm eating on the top deck later. It's the only acceptable thing to do. I'm glad people love it. I think it's cool seeing people in their pirate get-ups and going all out with it. It is not for me.
See, that's my favorite part is seeing all the outfits that people. I don't, but
See, I have gone through a journey. I started with just a t-shirt. I now have the full head to toe costume, boots, like everything.
full on wench, huh?
Yes, it's full on costume, makeup, everything. I have so much fun. It's just so much fun. I mean, you can see if I've got my kids with me, they're all dressed up. They have a great time. You can see all of the characters are in special outfits, and I am a sucker for characters in special outfits. So all of the characters, plus they pull out like anything that is piratey related characters. So you will have Captain Hook and Smee, and you'll have Peter Pan, and you'll have Jack Sparrow and all of them on Castaway Cay if it lines up with your Castaway Cay day. And it's so much fun. I love the show. I love the fireworks. I agree the menu is atrocious, but only because I don't like seafood, and it is a very heavy seafood menu. So I even like ordered things off the kids menu on my last cruise on Pirate Night just to try to avoid some of the seafood. But it's just so fun. Everybody, like, going on a Disney cruise, everybody's in a great mood. Everybody's having this great time. But then on Pirate Night, it's just like the atmosphere, as Craig said, was electric. And it's just so much fun.
Wow, there was all sorts of motion there.
Choreography.
Yeah.
There was choreography involved with that
I'm
segment.
sorry I brought it up after all this.
No, Pirate Night was amazing. We did stay for the food part because every night we went to Evolution for whatever event or trivia karaoke they were doing. So we didn't do the food part, but I love entertainment, and I loved watching that show. And the minute Jack Sparrow showed up, tears in my eyes. I didn't think he was going to fly down to the stage. Thought I was just going to hang up out there. And when he started falling down, I was like, oh my God, tears in my eyes. And then I saw fireworks, more tears in my eyes. Looked at my wife and I'm like, yeah, we're doing this again. This just won me over. This all of this.
Well,
Disney puts on a great show.
just
I
know
love it.
sometimes he has to walk down the stairs. He doesn't always do his big
Well, he can walk too. That's fine. I love Jack Sparrow.
All right, so mine. I'm sorry. Serenity Bay sucks. The adults only beach on Castaway Cay is. Family Beach is much better. I always have the option of getting a cabana either on Family Beach or Serenity Bay. I always pick Family Beach. I think the food at Cookies 2 on Family Beach is much better than what they serve over on, they serve steak. I don't know if they're still serving steak on Serenity Bay. They used to.
It's not fair to call
was
it
horrible.
steak because it's the same steak that they serve on board too. That it's like sirloin but cut at like 1/8 of an inch thick.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's more gristle than anything.
If it spends more than 20 seconds on the grill, it's well done. I don't know. And plus I think the beach itself is rocky and just not as manicured, not as nice as it is over on the Family Beach. And I think it's too much getting out there, too much getting back.
The only thing I'll say in terms of Serenity is that usually everyone is in the same mindset when they're over there, that they're looking for peace and quiet. And like our experience on the Family Beach on this last cruise was slightly obnoxious. We chose an area where no one else was and had a family of like 10 park right beside us, and they were screaming at the top of their lungs as they were having conversations with each other. And it's like there are so many open spots that we can see, and you chose the one right here and just like going crazy like that. And I have not had that problem on Serenity, but it all depends on what you want out of the beach. If you want peace and quiet, I think Serenity is the way to go. But if you want to have a fun time and you want a better beach condition, as you said, with better sand and such, the Family Beach all the way.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I'm not a big beach guy. I don't particularly like the beach. I grew up 5 blocks from the beach, spent a lot of time there as a kid. I guess I got it out of my system. I don't know. If I don't have a cabana on Castaway, I don't get off the ship. But I've also done, 36, 37 cruises. I've been to Castaway before. So I have my experience that I like. And if I can't get a cabana, chances are, and if I get a cabana, I get it on Family Beach. I just find it better. And I just find the barbecue better for lunch. What do you think of that, Elaine?
I kind of go with what Craig said, that it kind of takes, it's what mood I'm in, and what I'm looking for and who I'm traveling with. Because if I'm traveling with my kids, obviously we're at Family Beach, and there's 2 different Family Beaches, and there is a difference between the 2 of them. I have found that the second one is more rocky and the water is actually colder when I experienced it. With Serenity Bay, yes, it is rocky. There's a lot of seaweed. The water is like lower. It's not quite as high and deep. But again, there's no one out there. So you can just have a very...
Yeah, because it sucks. If everybody knows it sucks, so they don't go out there.
I mean, that's where my cabana was when I sailed last August. It was a Serenity Beach cabana. And I had a great time because there was like 6 people out there. So I knew when I was going out in the water, I wasn't going to have all kinds of people around me. And we had a really great time. And because we were in the cabana, then we had the driver with the go-kart, and he was able to take us, golf cart, I'm sorry, not go-kart. So he was able to take us to eat or go somewhere or that kind of thing. But if you don't have one, then yes, you are on your own and you're walking. So, yeah.
Yeah, just for me, Serenity Bay.
I didn't get to experience it while I was there. Long walk, number 1. So we just stopped at Family Beach, and there's also a bunch of clouds coming over, so we weren't going to walk all the way that way just to get rained out. We did Family Beach, which was fun for me because I love people watching. So the more people that I see, the more fun I have. I like to just people watch and relax that way. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go over there, but I was told by people in the pool the day before, like, hey, Serenity has like more adult food. And I'm like, well, little do you know, I order from the kids menu, so that doesn't really matter to me. So in a way, I'm happy we didn't walk all the way back there.
And if by adult food they mean bad, yeah, I guess it does. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been to Serenity Bay, so I really can't say anymore how the food is there. I remember that was one of the big reasons I stopped going out there, was that, you know, their barbecue at that point was, you know, a couple of grills set up and a guy there just like flipping burgers. And I was like, okay, this really isn't.
It's less impressive, but this past time on Castaway, I felt like the food was bad everywhere. It was bad at Cookies 1. It was bad at Cookies 2. I don't know. Something was off.
See, that wasn't my experience. I enjoy the stuff that they're serving.
Yeah, I mean, I normally do, but like I always used to love the. They did like a chicken sandwich, like a fried chicken sandwich, and that was gone. This time, the biggest atrocity is they had a brisket sandwich, but they ran out of brisket, so they were literally putting coleslaw on a bun and serving it to
No.
us. Yes.
My gosh.
Absolutely happened. And
Wow.
there was 3 people at our table that all grabbed it. I think Rhino had one small piece of brisket on his, and the rest of us had nothing, just coleslaw on a bun. I'm like, this is it.
Okay,
Welcome
that's
to
pretty
Castaway
bad.
Key. Yeah.
That's pretty bad. But what else? Any other unpopular opinions?
I'm happy saving mine if we do this again. I thought this was fun.
This was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Let's save
I'll
it.
save it. I'll save.
Let's save it for another episode. So there you have it, folks. Those are our unpopular opinions. Tell us what yours are down in the comments below, and maybe we'll share those in another show. But that will do it for this episode of the DCL Show. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week. Have a great week, everybody.